Tick, tick, boom.
And now I want to sit back and relax and enjoy my evening. When all of a sudden I hear this agitating, grating voice.
Come on out, Laura. We'd like to talk to you.
Shh. Don't tell them.
You can't stop! Can't stop, won't stop. Where the brakes at? I give him that ditty bop. Like, take that, take that, take that, take that. I'ma put in work. I'ma do that ASAP.
Happy Friday! It's Friday. It's Friday. Woo, woo. And I'm with my besties. Hi, besties. How y'all doing today? Sorry for pushing it to 1 p.m. today, but, you know, a girl had to do what a girl had to do today. And she did it because I can do what I want, go where I want, and sit where I want. My bestie, the Glare, was giving me a little bit of pushback because today I was in the courtroom, the small courtroom for the Aiden Carney and Karen Reed hearing, and there was nobody there when I got there. So, and then I was told it was on Zoom, which I knew, but I still wanted to be there in person if I had the option. So I did. No one was in there. So I said, I'm going to sit wherever I want. So I sat there. And then my two girls came in, Law Girls, Not Attorneys podcast. The mother and daughter amazing duo arrived, and they sat right behind me. And then we had two people from the O'Keefe's family arrive and went in the same row. And I immediately was like, oh, like I didn't even know anybody else was showing up. And so I said, oh, I'm sorry, the family's coming. I didn't know. I'll get up. And they said, no, that's fine. You can stay there. And I was like, all right, I'm just gonna stay here. So sorry, piece of hair. They started to set up the big television for the Zoom. And they did, and then all of a sudden we started to see all the names come up for everyone's. Yeah, I sat in Paul's seat. I did. To me, it feels like it's the best seat in the room. So if you're there first, nobody else is there, you get to pick where you want to sit. Like, just like for anything else, like if you arrive early, you're on time, you get to choose. And so I did. I know you're fooling. But yeah. So there's names for people on the screen for the Zoom, and you want to know why they took it down? Because you guys are funny. Hey Amy, best friend. There was names that were popping up, and there was no way that they could put that on TV. The one that had me cracking up was Kate Peter sucks was somebody's Zoom handle. So they had to say, oh, nix that. We're just going to have the judge be able to see the Zoom. So y'all are just too funny. There are other names too from the other side, so it's not just us. Don't get it twisted. But yeah, I mean, I did what I needed to do in the morning and then found myself at the Dedham Superior Courthouse. And first, when I arrived there was a 9 o'clock. I know Melanie's been covering it. The 9 o'clock trial for, now let me get the names right. I don't like it when I don't have names right. But yeah, it was Dr. Turk. Is that how you say his name? Turek? He allegedly murdered his wife by allegedly doing that. And then putting her body allegedly in the pond in Dover, Massachusetts, where I used to work. I worked there for about 5 years, so I know the area very well. So that was what I did to kill time. And again, yeah, do you not know about this case, sir? Yeah, that's going on at the same time. That's the one where Reddington, which is yeah, it's a very wealthy town. Where I'm not going to say who else lives there cuz I'll get in trouble for doxing. But gosh, train of thought. I know you would have, girl. But yeah, so I was killing time and I knew that was going on and I was like, I want to see a real murderer in real life. Yeah, it's pretty morbid to say, but I've never had that. And for me, sorry, allegedly, for me, I'm all about experiences in life. You only live once, and the opportunity was presented, and I wanted to see this guy in real life. I feel like experience is power, knowledge is power, and I'm all down for it. It's Dr. Trick. His wife, was her name Kelly? Gosh, I should know this because she deserves justice. But I was gonna say something about Reddington. He was there. He represents Dr. Turek. And their dynamic is he was like patting him on the back and the shoulder. Well, okay, so I was in that big courtroom and which they let you use your phones in the big courtroom till like stuff's going on. So it felt weird. I was like, am I really doing this? I'm on my phone. Is everybody okay? Like court officers were looking at me and I was like, okay, I guess this is okay. You sure? Like double checking, like, I'm just waiting for the yell. Ma'am, put the phone away. There was no mamming. They didn't mam me. So I was good. So I was on my phone and then I hear clink, 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 the chains. The chains. And I was like, trains? I look over and there he is. Mind you, there was only 3 people in the courtroom as like civilians watching. And it was crazy to see him. He is a big man. Big man. And my eyes immediately went to his hands. Because we all know what those hands allegedly did. Good afternoon, Noodles Mama. Good afternoon. Yes, yeah. Little bit surreal, to be honest. And the jury came in. they were giving instructions for a field trip. So congratulations for having huge hands. Don't do murder with them, sir. Okay, good. That's what you use them for. That's the only thing you use them for, and I'll allow it. But they were going on a field trip, and the judge was going over where they were going to be bringing them, yada, yada, yada. And then the jury left, and then they had a sidebar where the alleged murderer, Dr. Oh, crap. I just said his name, and why did it leave my head? My brain's protecting me. It's like, don't put that murderer's name in your brain. Dr. Turek. Yeah, he went up to sidebar too, and I was like, okay, you're going up too. And then they were all talking, and then all of a sudden he looks back towards where I am, and our eyeballs met, and my whole body went. It didn't just happen once. It happened twice in that time. And then when he left, it happened again. Looking in the eyes of a murderer, allegedly. So that was before the Aiden and Karen hearing. And like I said, nobody else was there that I recognized that would be going to the hearing for Aiden and Karen. So when I went in that room, I saw Cosgrove, I saw Breenan. Hello, Standing Stones. How are you today? Yeah, and I was like, I'm here by myself, just chilling. And I noticed Channel 5 was setting up, so I'm like, oh, they're gonna broadcast this. And I was like, does anybody else know that they're gonna broadcast this? Like, I knew, excuse me, that Karen and Aiden weren't gonna be showing up, but I like to see things in person and experience it that way. So that's what brought me there. And again, I'm sorry if it didn't look good that I was sitting in the reserved spot for Paul O'Keefe. I didn't know anybody else was showing up because I didn't see anybody there. So that's that. Yeah. I mean, I would look rough too if I was trying to put an innocent woman behind bars. There's no getting good night sleeps. You had the neurovirus and you never miss things when it's on YouTube. You can go back. So I know that the Young Jerks and Seeking Justice, they both streamed it in real time. And then the Glarer, I think he's still on right now. He went on at 11:30 to go over it. Yeah, it was a rule 17, right? 17. Yes, because Breenan had good afternoon, Trevor. He had a 3-ring binder that on the side said Carney Rule 17. He had his own binder for it. That is what my eyeballs saw. Sorry. I say saw. That's how I say it. I am correct. Yay, sticker for me. Yeah. So that was interesting, and that is why I had to move it till 1. I felt compelled to be there in person. So I did. Because I could. Don't be mad that I can. It's just how it is. Sorry, not sorry. Hello, Denise. All right, so starting off, that is why I was late, and that's all I have to say about it. Because I know as much as you guys don't like it, I don't say much because this case and the people involved in it mean way too much to me than to use it as what word do I want to use? I don't want to offend anybody. I don't know. That's just me. I don't, I said a little bit about today's just because it was just me in there. But when it is the other people that I deeply care about, and sorry. But yes, hello. This is the SD channel, but it is not mine. It is yours. This channel is for the Free Karen Read community, and from far and wide, near and far, all of that in between too. Thank you, Officer Lafferty. And I like that handle. Yeah. The thing is, I don't know if we heard it in the courtroom, but while I was allowed to use my phone, I could hear it on Seeking Justice because I had one earbud in my ear, the other listening to hear them say, "Put away your phones." So I heard it on that, but we didn't hear it in the courtroom. But yeah, I was like jamming. Everyone must have been like, "What is she doing?" She's doing what she wants to do. She just hears a beat sometimes and she bops her head. She goes to the state house and she dances because, well, she can. Is it hurting anyone? No. Do the trolls try to troll me about it? Of course. They grab at any low franging? Sure. Franging fruit that they can to try to hurt us, to make us stay quiet. Desperation. My girl Lauren. Whoop whoop. Thanks for hanging on your lunch break. So yes, this is the Free Karen Read community, just hanging out, having a nice chat, and reminding you all that you are ducking amazing for your generosity, for your fight, for your voices, for your time and energy. You all need to remind yourselves. Hi, Michelle Littlefield. I love you, girl. Y'all need to remind yourselves that you are kicking ass and taking names of corrupt people. You're taking those names and you're storing them and letting everybody know about them. Marie, my girl. Whoop, whoop. So, besties, thank you for being here on a Friday afternoon. And let's make sure that everybody knows about this friendly reminder that the number that you see in the Karen Read Defense Fund, say it with me, is not the number that she has at her disposal or to use. That is the number that has been raised since the beginning of the Defense Fund. She has probably just enough for her experts maybe right now. So now she needs money for cost of living, travel to and from, because they took away her car and her license. So obviously, what is she? She can't fly. She doesn't have wings. Is she gonna walk there? You get the gist. So yeah, last night the Young Jerks hosted a fundraiser, and it was Maza, our guy Maza Media, love him. His fundraiser, his idea, and he's stepping back for a bit, and that's amazing for him to do that, for him to be in tune with what he needs personally. Mad respect for that. But then he gave the reins to the Young Jerks, Mike Crawford, and he sent out the invites that Maza had planned, and we did the fundraiser last night, and it was awesome. We had Deanna and Bobby. They are the stand out king and queen. They put together this amazing website. It's the free Karen Reed Standout website. So much information on there about the standouts that happen weekly and about the big one happening on Sunday. Big, huge, ginormous. March 30th. National Standout. So let's go over, since we're talking about it, and check out that page, because it will show all of the places and the team leaders that I clicked this one. Please click it. That are putting together the standouts. Let's go to the main page, please. Please and thank you. No, don't want to go to main page. How do we go home? I'm gonna go home. There we go. All right, news and updates. They got that cute thing going on. National Standout this Sunday. Let's check it. Check it. And there's always that contact us. If you've all of a sudden been inspired and you're like, you know what? I'm just going to go and do a standout by myself. Maybe people will join me. Because guess what? That's how I got started. Actually, no, I didn't. I would join my first one. It might have been the Proctor one, because everything else was pretty far away. Wow, I have to think way back. I think it was the one where we went to South Boston and protested at the barracks about Proctor. And then from there, I saw Dina doing a solo standout. And I was like, solo standout. That 'tis a thing. So here we are, March 30th. And then from there on, I just decided I'm going to just go anytime I have free time, or anytime a troll is trolling and wants me to clap back and say something stupid, so that they can screenshot it and use it against me later. And it's not my personality either. Like, they come at me about looks and then try to upset me by putting personal stuff on there that I keep off there on purpose. And what upsets me is that human beings like that exist, and that the people that think Karen Reed is guilty are vicious. And in a way, it solidifies the people that are doing this and being ew, like being ew. being human beings are the ones that believe Karen is guilty. It sets off a light bulb in your brain going ding, 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 ding. They don't care about the facts, the science, and all that. They just want to hate because they're haters. I mean, I got common sense, and that's the common sense about it. I don't know you. You're strangers on the internet. You don't post your own picture when coming at me about what I look like. And you also believe Karen's guilty. Oh, I'm not sad, Trevor. No, 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 no. This is not sadness. This is venting. And you know what venting is? It's good for you. Because it still puzzles me. It's a puzzle I just can't figure out. And it's one I know I never will. Because I don't live in that universe. I don't live in that muck. But they do. And they type those things. And they click send or post. And I just don't get it. That was a weird voice. I don't get it, and it breaks my heart that that's their way of going about things. Grown adults. And the media won't cover that. They'll talk about rubber ducks. They won't cover what these people on the internet, on X, are doing to Karen Read supporters. Because it's not something they'll get views for. Anywho, that's just what stumps me. I'm stumped. They do that. And it makes them feel good. And it's weird. Yes, Alpine Stars. A lot of them are only doing it because they also hate Aiden. And they're like, Aiden thinks and knows for a fact that Karen's innocent. So I have to take the opposite because he hurt my feelings. And I don't want him to win. That's the other thing. It's about winning. The Commonwealth wants to win. And the Aiden haters want to win. Ew. Ew. I would, but I don't even know mathematical equations either. So I wouldn't be able to do that. ChatGPT, give me a mathematical equation. That's what I would probably do. But yeah, let's wrap that all up. Put it in a box. Put it in the shelf for later. And move on. Because we're kicking ass at this whole supporting Karen. We're doing, do it. We're doing it. And we're doing it right. And we are the best freaking community in the entire world. And it makes people upset. But too bad. We know that Karen Read is innocent. We know that she's factually innocent. We know that she was framed. And we're not going to sit around and not do anything about it. So let's go back to that standout list. Because March 30th is going to be a kick-ass day with kick-out-ass people standing out for what is right. So we got Middleborough, Legacy, Auburn, Plymouth. Nope, that was okay. So where's the list for the national one? But look at this. Weekly standout list, upcoming trials, dive bar pizza nights, which you guys in your dive bar are raising money too. And it is so amazing to see. News and updates. But yeah, so that is coming up. And any signs that you guys make, can I make a request? Even if it's a sign that you've already had. Sorry, go back to this. Hello, Goodmans. Happy Friday. Oh, my voice had a little hiccup in there while I talked. Any signs that you do already have, if you guys could make a QR code, which is super easy to do. There's an app that is like QR code app that you can download and make the QR code go right to the defense page. Slap that baby right on a sign. And if anybody approaches you and you want to speak about it and you're going on about your spiel, and then you say if you would like some more information about it and to see like all of the people that have been supporting her and what we've raised so far, like please do go to this page. The glare just wrapped. What do you wrap? A gift for me to apologize? Send it on over. Just kidding. Yeah. So QR codes, put it on there, and you're good to go. Let's go to the justice page because it's already 1:30 and I haven't read a single thing on there. Share it. Stop. We've got Glare Raid coming in. Let me refresh. Yes, and last night I very much wanted to, and everybody else on the panel wanted to get to 8:15, and we did it. We hit that goal. Thank you to Brian LTL. The panel left the screen and he wrote in the chat, don't leave yet. Go check the justice page. Mike checked it. Boom. Like 390 something to get it to 8:15. Brian LTL. Yeah, that is how we do. All right. Let's read. $50. Leslie Vasquez. We're on your side, Karen. We will keep fighting for you. 200. Okay. Whoop, whoop. Michelle and Eric. 20. Anonymous. In honor of @Turtle Boy Expose. Every time these people complain about fundraising, I'll donate. Guys, these are my most favorite donations. Actually, my most favorite are the ones that make me cry. Because they're so heartfelt and made and written from deep inside someone's heart. So those ones are my favorite. Second favorite are when we troll a troll on the dono page. It's a win-win. You're donating and you're able to comment about a troll. Love it. So anonymous, bravo. 50, Donna Cutillo. Karen, we are standing by your side every step of the retrial. Thoughts are with you. Anonymous, 10, Karen, truth will prevail. God works in mysterious ways. Trust that he will make sure you are protected. Wishing you and your family nothing but peace. Keep fighting. 50, Dean Overmiller. Thank you, Dean. 70 anonymous. Dear Karen, you are strong and courageous. The Commonwealth is using the Constitution like toilet paper, and septic tank is living up to its name. I love it. Keep fighting. We are here for you. Love from New York. Woo! Free Karen Reed. New York, New York, where Bettero and Little are from. Melanie Little, that is. 25, Andrea Wickwire. Keep the faith, Karen. You and your amazing team will prevail. 10, Hillary Sweetheart. Oh, it's almost like Sweetheart. I like that last name. We support you, Karen, all the way from Ann Arbor, Michigan. 50, Patricia Brosnahan. Hey, making changes. What's up? 50, Patricia Bosnahan. So many support you. True. Factually innocent equals factually innocent. True and true. You and your family are stronger than the corruption. Yes, they are. Your team is so much smarter than the establishment. God got you. Love it. Yeah, they are. 25 anonymous. Karen, your strength amazes me. I am not very religious, but I do thank God that you have the backing from experienced attorneys, a loving and supporting family, and many strangers who know for a fact that you are innocent. I am stunned by the corruption that is apparent in every aspect surrounding your case. Hashtag free Karen Reed. So perfect. Hey, Mary B. 10, Jen Mayer. Sending love from Alberta, Canada. I wish it was more. Nope, you don't need to say that, honey. 10 is just as much. It means everything. I'm a single mom, off work due to a brain injury. Wow, from complex PTSD. Oh, sweetheart, I'm so sorry. I was wondering, due to not being able to state your objections, can you tell the judge you want to make a record without the jury? Seems ridiculous. And like the 1.0 trial, can you tell the jury they cannot take into account judge's opinion? If she says to prosecutor, would you like to object, Mr. Lally? I roll. P.S. Mine is not a sad story. I ain't got no quit. Inspired. Reed family. Oh, Jen, thank you for sharing that. 25 from Anonymous. Behind you all the way, Karen. 50 Anonymous. OMG, Karen. I feel so bad for you. I can't believe you have to go through this bullshit. I wish you all the best and good luck. You're in my prayers. Amen to the truth. 100 buckaroos. Hey, Ask Bob, how you doing? Mikkel Wagner. I've watched astonished and appalled from Michigan, feeling saddened. The community mirrors many. Corruption in the form of sex, drugs, and rock and rollin' egos. Oh, complete corruption. You are championing change. Yes. I keep saying that. Your donos are an investment for Karen championing, wow, change. Oh, and they just stated it. It's well worth a donation. Yes. The team has fans in the murder mitten. Huh? By the way, the Microdots videos are great, as was the interview on 25 News. Impressive. Stay up in this fight. Godspeed. That was awesome, Mikkel. Thank you. 10, Tammy Barnhart. God bless you, Karen and family. And I would like to thank the defense team. Without you, Karen would just be another part of the system. True facts. 25 from Anonymous. Happy birthday, Meredith, and prayers for your family. Missouri is behind you, Karen. That was beautiful. Yes, Meredith's birthday was on Monday, and she had a fundraiser. And I believe she's drawing the name of who gets the signed picture of Karen, the framed signed picture of Karen, which Karen signed it. So keep an eye out for that. 25 from Anonymous. Stay strong, Karen. 300 buckaroos. Al Vieria. Thanks, Al. 1350. Wendy Young. Happy birthday, Meredith. Aw, the birthday donos are still coming in. 25 Anonymous. Sending my support. 25 Danielle Lecone. Free Karen Reed. 25 Brandon S. What a shit show this is. HBO writers couldn't come up with a series as wild as the Daily News in this case. The entire Commonwealth of Massachusetts and those charged with running it should be utterly embarrassed and disgusted. Yes. The same goes for the FBI and the DOJ, who have slow-walked this entire investigation while the Canton PD and Norfolk County DA's office mock them and laugh in the feds' faces. Woo, yeah. Preach it, keep going. So deflating watching them sit back and let the murder of a Boston police officer remain unsolved while the McCabe's and Alberts use and abuse the blue wall to cover up their murderous scumbaggery deeds. Hank Brennan will be the ultimate death of this case. He'll put the jury to sleep in 5 minutes into his pathetic opening statement. Oh, and Plevin and Coffin Doofus, twat, can lick my balls. I'll be back with more money later with additional commentary. Free Karen Reed. Brandon S., please come back with more commentary. That, my friend, was amazing. Thank you, sir. Can I get a whoop whoop? Loved it. 5 from Anonymous. Those who place their hope in the Lord will regain their strength. They will soar as with eagle's wings. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not become faint. Isaiah 40:31. That is a lot of balls. 50. I didn't mean to say that right after reading a passage. Making changes would you make me do? $50 from Anonymous. 500 and Kathy O'Grady. $590. Kathy O'Grady, we love you. Kathy O'Grady does amazing, amazing fundraisers. And I don't know if that one was one that she just did or not. I'm probably guessing, but I'm probably right. So, girl, you're amazing. 50 from Anonymous. 25 and done. Prayers for Karen. 25 from Anonymous. My name is Joe Warren. Antiquated Rogue. I love you so much, Karen, and praying you will win this fight. You're my hero. All right, I want to do that one over. 25 from Anonymous. My name is Joe Warren. You know, Antiquated Rogue. I love you so much, Karen. And praying you will win this fight. You're my hero. Oh, Joe, that was so sweet. Please make more donos and let us know how much you love Karen. We knew you had it in you, bud. And there it is. $293 from LTL Media. We got you. He topped it off to reach that 815. And now we're at 816, 938. Oh, we need to hit an 817 at least during this stream. Did we? Let us refresh. Because you guys know how I feel about odd numbers and stuff. I need it, just like when you're pumping your gas, you do that little tweak to make sure, like, it's just nice numbers. We got to do that here. Like, we need a little for this, okay? We got it. We're going to do it. And that's that. So we're going to refresh. And hopefully maybe there's some more donos. Come on, mathematicians. What do we need to get to 817? And let's top it off a bit, you know? Top it off for some good measure. What? You made me something? Aw, Caitlin. I want to know how old your daughter is and stuff, but I do not want your personal information out there. So, yes, next hearing. Did I have a good impression? Thanks. I don't know how guys talk. You just get deep. But while we're here, I did want to share. Let me just check. Because, and I'll only share just a little bit of it. While y'all are making some donos to get it to 817. I posted it on Facebook, but okay, stop sharing this. Brother counsel had on a national attorney, is what he said it was. Let me read the headline. With national trial lawyer. He calls him his brother because that's what other counselors call other counselors, or other attorneys call other attorneys. They say my brother. So don't worry, they're not real brothers, but they're good friends. And I don't know why I said don't worry. Why would there be a worry about it? That would be fucking awesome. But for your information, FYI, they are not real brothers. But I loved hearing what the national trial lawyer had to say. It was stuff that I hope Karen's team is aware of.
All right. Well, good afternoon to everybody. Thank you for joining us today for a very exciting show on the Karen Read case as we are getting closer and closer to trial. April 1st is when trial's supposed to begin. So this is, things are revving up, although jury selection still should take a little bit of a time, which, as you know, is good for me because we have the Jewish holiday of Passover. Some people have been saying, why don't you say what the Jewish holiday is? Well, now I'm saying it. Jewish holiday is Passover. It's coming up soon in the middle of April. And that's why, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to be present as much. It doesn't mean that I'm not going to cover the trial if it does start in the middle of April. But if everything gets pushed off a little bit till like April, like 25th, as Judge Canoni thinks, then things are going to be perfect for me. So, okay. So we have, there actually was some new news that I just got on Karen Read's case, and that is the order that came in just this afternoon that I saw it, is an order about Robert Gilman. Robert Gilman is the meteorologist. As you know, the meteorologist. The only issue really, which we spoke about, the only issue with Robert Gilman is the fact that the Commonwealth wants him to opine about how hard the ground was. And this was the issue that the defense took, that a meteorologist is just simply not qualified to talk about how hard the ground is. So this order came in, no Daubert hearing. I think no surprises there, as we saw what she did with Crosby, which we're probably going to talk about with our guest today. But this order came in that there is that Gilman is going to be allowed to testify, at least as the weather conditions. The question, though, as it relates to how hard the ground is, that's going to be a game time decision to see whether they can lay a proper foundation that this is a good expert that can testify, and it's within his expertise to testify about how hard the ground is. So she's waiting for that instead of going through a Daubert hearing. So again, we are seeing, again, a little bit of a different approach that she is taking with the Commonwealth experts as she did with an expert, say, as Dr. Russell. Okay, so we're going to get into a lot of other things about the case. So I'm going to bring in our very special guest. It's an honor and a privilege for me to bring in this guest. He's actually right now in the middle of trial, actually, right now. There was just a little bit of a break in the trial, so he was able to spare a little time for his brother. So he's a guest, my brother counsel's brother, or brother counsel's brother counsel. So he is a national trial attorney. He currently, I believe, or over the span of his career, has litigated in 25 different states. So I'm not sure if that's something that even Alan Jackson's got under his belt. So this is an attorney who's been practicing in all bunch of different federal circuit courts, as well as state courts, and in 25 different state courts. That's where he's been litigating in. So without any further ado, we are going to bring on our guest, who is none other than my brother, Solomon Radner. Solomon, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, Brother Counsel. It's always a pleasure to be able to call myself Brother Counsel's Brother Counsel.
All right. Well, I know that you're in the middle of trial. Usually you're either preparing for trial or in the middle of trial. So you don't get the luxury of having your own YouTube channel. Maybe when things calm down for you, or you take a step back like I did, you'll have some time to do both, which is kind of what I'm trying to do, trying to juggle handling the caseload and also taking care of all these people who are looking for this legal analysis. But I appreciate you being able to take some time away, because I think what's very important in this case, and I think a lot of people are interested in hearing a fresh perspective. I mean, people have been hearing me for a while. I've been covering this case for a long time. I feel that I'm very objective. I'm trying to look at everything objectively and, just calling the shots as I see them. Although I think a lot of people appreciate a kind of fresh perspective, which is why I think you are in the perfect position to kind of give a fresh perspective. You're not knee deep in all these motions and orders and research like I'm doing. So I think people will be interested to hear some of your takes on this. So let's start. And again, anybody, I'm going to be trying to look at the chat now that I'm not actually doing all the talking myself. I'll try to look at the chat if there's any questions to put up for me or my brother. Put the questions in the chat. We'll try to get to them. So the first thing that I want to ask you, it's a question that I've been getting quite often, and maybe you're a little bit more familiar with this than I am, but the idea that Hank Brennan now is brought in as a special prosecutor. So the first trial, just to remind you, we're talking about Karen Reed. I know you know a little bit about it from me, but Karen Reed initially had the prosecution was from the DA's office. And now for the second trial, they brought in a special prosecutor, Hank Brennan. And Hank Brennan, his bread and butter seems to be defense work. You're very familiar with that. So talk to us a little bit about this idea of bringing in a special prosecutor. Number one, why would the Commonwealth decide to bring in a special prosecutor? And number two, why would they go to a defense attorney? After all, defense attorney usually on the other side. So is this something common? Is this something that you see? And what are your initial reactions to this idea of the special prosecutor?
It's a good question. So special prosecutors are not that uncommon. They're brought in for a number of reasons. The official reasons that they would be brought in would include if there's a conflict, if there's nobody in the prosecutor's office that can do the case. Very often, if there's a very popular political figure who the prosecutor or the district attorney, who's an elected official, is or can appear to be subservient to, then it's obviously possible that they're going to want to spin the case out either to another prosecutor or to bring in a special prosecutor. But the real reason, and I think the reason which is probably taking place in the Easton case, is when the prosecutor's office just sees that they're being out-lawyered. The fact of the matter is, prosecutors are excellent at what they do sometimes, a lot of times. Sometimes they're not. But the hard reality of the situation is private practice lawyers often make significantly more money than prosecutors. So eventually, the excellent prosecutors either become judges or go into private practice. And that means that when you are taking on some very renowned, very prominent attorneys from all over the country, you may want to lawyer up a little bit, so to speak, and bring in a bigger gun, so to speak.
Right. So, and I also think that there may be another consideration here why they're bringing in Hank Brennan is that what I imagine is that most of the cases that come across a DA prosecutor are much more cut and dry. It's kind of handed them, and with a bow, and it doesn't take. I'm not trying to put any of them down, but I don't think it takes tremendous skill to be able to try that case. When you have a case like this where the defense has a pretty strong case themselves, they've got some experts, which we're going to talk about. They got some ARCA experts. They've got some significant hurdles for the prosecutor to overcome and to be able to deal with, and how to react in those type of situations. I feel like this is a little bit more of a novel case than what they're normally used to doing, and therefore to get someone who's been a defense attorney, who's always seems like they're always fighting uphill, and they've always got to deal with these obstacles that the prosecutions, in their case, and come up with novel arguments. It could be that a defense attorney is maybe a little bit more ready for that. So what do you think about that idea?
I think it goes without saying that a lot of what you're saying is very true. Prosecutors often, you're not supposed to say this, but the reality is prosecutors are often assisted by the courts. It's not uncommon for defense attorneys to feel that for every step the prosecutor has to take, the defense attorney has to take too. We'll get to that when we talk about the Crosby order and some other orders. The reason you would bring in a defense attorney, if you want to make a special prosecutor in a particular case, is that if you think about the universe of attorneys that you have in front of you, who else is there to take? Who else is an expert in criminal law, criminal procedure, criminal juries, which are different than civil juries? That's just the reality of the situation. Who else is an expert other than criminal defense attorneys and prosecutors? But if you're looking for somebody from the private sector, where are the good prosecutors? They either became private practice civil attorneys and they're no longer experts in current criminal procedure and criminal law, or they're judges and they definitely can't try a case. That would be a major problem for the majority of judges. So the only other option is really to get a defense attorney, and that way you get somebody who's excellent in what he or she is doing and knows all the current criminal procedure and criminal case law and knows how to try a criminal case. Mm-hmm. And by the way, they found an excellent attorney. There's absolutely no question about it. Yeah, are going to put on an absolute clinic on how to try cases.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that, and I've been saying this since I saw Hank Brennan come on the case. I know that people don't like when I say that, definitely people on the Karen Reed side, because they think that he's unlikable and they think he's terrible and they think, I know that they don't like him. But from what I've seen as a lawyer who's been there before, who is there now. I mean, I'm currently have trials coming up, but I see a skilled attorney. I definitely see that, and so I think Hank Brennan can definitely hold his own against these other attorneys who are very skilled, like Alan Jackson, David Iannetti, and Robert.
But in my opinion, he's holding his own by being very sneaky, making up lies that he then has to oops after. And he's more on the defense than proving that she did it. By the way, he was denied today from not having the medical examiner say the cause of death. Like, thanks, Judge Canoni. That was probably like a given that you should allow that. What are you trying to do, pal? By trying to exclude that. But that was a big fat denied.
Alessi. By the way, have you ever heard of Alan Jackson or Robert Alessi before this?
I've heard of them. I don't have any experience with them.
Okay, fine. All right, so let's move on. That's with the special prosecutor. But let's move on to something which really irked me during the first trial. It's something that actually the defense filed a motion about, and I've never seen a motion like this filed ever before. And I haven't seen really a courtroom run like this before, which is why just when I was watching this, it irked me. The idea is that Judge Canoni, the way that she's running her courtroom, that's the judge presiding over this case, is that when it comes to objections, she is not allowing the defense or the Commonwealth to state their grounds for objections. Now, I know I've been reprimanded before by a judge to stop with speaking objections. Sometimes you get ahead of yourself and you start arguing your case, and the judge will say, hey, you're getting beyond what the grounds for your objection is. You're trying to help the witness, or you're trying to argue a case with the jury. That I've seen before. But here we have a judge. She's not allowing anything more than the word objection. And if there has to be any more explanation, it has to go to sidebar. And the defense actually filed a motion with the judge to allow them to be able to state one word or two word objections. So have you ever been, you've been in 25 states. Have you ever seen, and a lot of federal circuits also, or districts, have you ever seen this type where you're in a court, you're in a trial, and you're not allowed to even state the grounds for your objections?
Never.
Never.
Long question, short answer. I've never seen anything like that before. There was another trial that I was watching on TV, bits and pieces of it. The Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial. I believe that one. The judge didn't allow speaking objections, but you were allowed to say the basis of the objection. If I remember correctly, I think that's the one I'm thinking of. I may be thinking of a different one. I'm a bit of a trial junkie. Very often when I'm in my office working, I have on in the background a trial or an old trial or some sort of court TV trial. So I'm not exactly.
There was a lot of objection, hearsay, objection, hearsay. And then that's when Johnny Depp would be like, a big cup of hearsay. Or he would speak and then he'd be like, oh, sorry, maybe that was hearsay. Like, it became a thing because there were so many objection hearsays. So he's correct. It was the Johnny Depp.
Sure. But to answer your question, I've never, ever seen any judge anywhere say you're not allowed to say the basis of the objection. I don't even know if the court rules allow that. I think the court rules require you, and this is going to be state by state, but as far as I know, every court rule that I've ever seen, and all the local rules from all the federal districts that I've appeared in, you have to state the basis of your objection. Now, you can't do a speaking objection. That's prohibited. You're not allowed to say, for example, objection, he already told you that when he pulled up to the intersection, the light was green, and it only turned yellow as he was approaching. That you can't do. What you can do is you can say, objection, asked and answered.
Right.
And
And-
but I've never seen anything like this where just say objection, and hopefully the judge can read your mind, because sometimes there could be multiple reasons for an objection. And I will tell you this, just trying to think outside the box here for a second, wondering where this judge is coming from. I think without allowing the litigants a fair opportunity to state the basis of their objection, it bolsters whatever the ruling ends up being from the court, because now there's no basis to argue it. You can't go up to the Court of Appeals and say, this was an objection based on hearsay and the judge overruled it, because all that's on the record is the word objection and the word overruled, or the word sustained.
Right.
You know, so
it's harder to appeal.
So it's funny because I had this discussion also with another attorney about this, actually on the channel, and we were talking about this idea: does this ruling really hurt the defense, or does it help the defense? On the one hand, you can argue that it hurts the defense because now the Court of Appeals has to guess what the basis of that objection is, make an assumption, and then make an assumption what the ruling was, and decide whether it was abuse of discretion or whatnot. But on the other hand, why can't you argue to the Court of Appeals that I meant to object to for a different basis, and you should not guess or speculate that that's what I meant? And on top of that, tell me what you think about this idea, because this is something that I tweeted out, and I was thinking that if this was me, if this was you in the trial, and the judge tells you you're not allowed to make any sort of basis you're not allowed to state the grounds for your objections. What about making a record from the beginning of the trial and say, Your Honor, I respect your ruling. Your ruling is that we're not allowed to state the grounds for the objections, but I would like it to be very clear for the record that when I state an objection from now on, I intend to include all relevant grounds for my objection. And therefore, can you then kind of preserve any sort of basis for your objection going forward with the trial? What would you think about that approach?
Well, you asked a couple of questions there, so let's do one at a time. Does it help the defense? Absolutely not. Anytime you have a less fair opportunity to try the case, it virtually always helps the prosecutors. Prosecutors have a step up every time they try a case, because they walk in as the white knights, they walk in as the people who are fighting for truth and justice, and these dirty scumbag defense attorneys are trying to get the guilty off. That's the appearance when you walk in, and that's the appearance you have to understand you're dealing with. Presumption of innocence is a fiction, and any criminal defense attorney will tell you that. You have to walk into court assuming that your client believes your client's guilty already. That the jury believes your client is guilty already. That's just the cold hard truth. That's the reality of the situation. If you think that the Court of Appeals is going to help by filling in the blanks, I think that is borderline delusional. And I know you're not saying that you believe it, you're just asking the question. But I think that in order to actually say that and believe that would be completely delusional.
I'm in you, Mike. Welcome, my bestie.
The Court of Appeals, at least in my experience in criminal cases, virtually always err on the side of the prosecutor. I've seen courts of appeals go through legal gymnastics to affirm a conviction. Okay, so that's the first question. As far as the second one about do you make a record when an objection is overruled and how you deal with something like that, the first thing I would do is I would continuously, every time the jury's not there, I would make a motion for a mistrial. I would say, again, Your Honor, you're not allowing me to have a fair shake. You're not allowing my client to present her case. You're preventing us from trying this case fairly. I'm moving for a mistrial. We made 11 objections. You didn't allow us to state the bases of our objections. You sustained X number of them and overruled Y number of them. But the fact of the matter is, you are not allowing us to try this case fairly, so I move for a mistrial. The Court of Appeals might get sick of the number of motions for mistrial that I would make in the middle of such a trial, but I digress. Yes, you have to make a record, and this is where things get a little bit dangerous from a strategy point of view. If the judge says that, well, I'm allowing you to make whatever record you want at sidebar, and usually, okay, this depends on the court. Usually what happens at sidebar is they turn on a white noise machine so that nobody else in the courtroom can hear it. Sounds like static. And then you approach the bench, and every attorney and the judge is handed a little microphone, and they speak quietly into that microphone. That way the court reporter can pick it up, and it still makes its way into the record. The problem is, if you say objection, sidebar, and then you go up to the judge, and you make your whatever statement you want to make, and the prosecutor makes their statement, and then you go back to your positions, and the judge makes a ruling. Again, usually when you're the defense attorney, you have to assume, particularly in a case like this with this judge, that your objections are going to be overruled. That's just the reality. And then it's going to look to the jury that not only are you wasting their time with these constant objections that are being overruled, but you're wasting even more time by approaching the judge every 2 minutes. Because I don't think the judge is going to tell the jury, I'm not allowing speaking objections.
Yeah.
The jury only knows what the judge tells them.
Right.
And if the defense attorney is constantly saying objection sidebar and wasting 2-3 minutes every 5 minutes, the jury's going to jump out of their skin and they're going to hate the defense attorney.
Right. And is that her tactic thing? Or, don't come at me about this, other side. It just seems like it's laziness. Like she doesn't want to think too hard about, is that hearsay or asked and answered? Like all those type of things. Like if someone says objection and then she just right away says sustained, overruled, that's easy. But I don't know. To me, it just seems like she just wants an easier way, like a lazier way. Or she doesn't want there to be grounds for appeal of things on record. So she's making it harder on the defense and then making it look bad for the jury, where the jury will get so upset, like, oh, why are they always objecting then going to sidebar? Like, come on. Like, hello, fair trial. constitutional rights. That ain't fair. But come on. Seriously. Continuing.
So it's almost like a setup for the jury to hate the defense, in my opinion.
It's almost
Yeah,
like
I always remember. I remember going with you with your trials and always hearing your motions for mistrials throughout the trial. And I always enjoyed that. You keep a running list. My brother would always keep a running list throughout the trial of every reason why he's asking for a mistrial. And then all the motions for mistrials would come. But you got to preserve the record, like you said. You got to make it clear that you're moving for mistrials and whatever. Look at this question here. I think you'll appreciate this. Question: have either of you seen a judge ask a prosecutor if he wants to object?
Yes, I have. In fact, Martin, I think you and I were just talking about this over the weekend. That I tried a case one time where even though the prosecutor was not objecting, the judge was. I've never seen anything like this before. This is an extreme case. Okay, I don't know if this is happening in this case. Obviously, I've not been following the Karen Reed case like you have. But if that's happening, that's way out of bounds. It's inappropriate. Technically, the rules say that the judge has to make sure that only relevant information comes in. But to object for one side and not the other side is something that I've only seen one judge do in all the cases I've tried, state, federal, wherever, whatever. And it was a case where this was a little bit of an ironic situation. I won't bore you with stories, but during my closing argument, I actually told the jury, ladies and gentlemen, the judge is about to read you an instruction that he has to read because the Michigan Supreme Court says he has to. And the instruction is going to be, you are not allowed to abide by whatever opinion the judge has. And if the judge has an opinion, and if you think the judge expressed an opinion, you have an obligation to ignore that opinion. And then I looked at the jury and I said, you're going to have to do that in this case because the judge made his opinion clear. And I've never had the audacity to say that in front of any other judge, but I felt like I had to because it was so clear that this judge was just on my case.
$37, guys, until we have 817. Can we do it? I think we can do it. I ain't going anywhere until it says 817. I might start to annoy you. Continue.
Case. He was not allowing me to try the case.
I remember that. Yeah.
The end of the story is that was the fastest not guilty verdict I've ever gotten.
Yeah, so maybe you should start doing that more often.
I don't know about that.
This is kind of getting ahead of where I wanted to go, but this question came up already, so let's just roll with it. Ashley Oaks asks, has your brother ever seen an alternate juror become part of the defense team for a retrial?
To say that in front of the judge, I told the jury, ladies and gentlemen, the judge is about to read you an instruction that he has to read because the Michigan Supreme Court says he has to. And the instruction is going to be, you are not allowed to abide by whatever opinion the judge has. And if the judge has an opinion, and if you think the judge expressed an opinion, you have an obligation to ignore that opinion. And then I looked at the jury and I said, you're going to have to do that in this case because the judge made his opinion clear. And I've never had the audacity to say that in front of any other judge, but I felt like I had to because it was so clear that this judge was just on my case. He was not allowing me to try the case.
I remember that. Yeah.
The end of the story is that was the fastest not guilty verdict I've ever gotten.
Yeah, so maybe you should start doing that more often.
I don't know about that.
This is kind of getting ahead of.
Woo. Yes, completely lazy. And a setup, I feel like. She deserves a fair trial. Speaking objections. Okay, you don't want the whole gamut, the whole shabil, the whole shebang. But hearsay, asked and answered, blah, blah, blah. Ooh, we had a new dono come in. But we're still not there yet. We need 30, what did I say? $37 or 38, something like that. Let me see. Share. So yes, we did a poll as well too. On what day of the weekend you're the best. And I hope you have an amazing weekend. Now I feel like I'm stalking you. It's okay. As long as it's friendly stalking. When it becomes unfriendly stalking, then we've got a problem. What was I saying though? Squirrel. We're $20 away. Where am I? Chris Hemsworth regrets taking a selfie with Billie Eilish. That's what pops up on my feed sometimes, guys. That's news. Can we talk about my regrets? Okay. 50 from Leslie Vasquez. I hope I said that right. We are on your side, Karen. We will keep fighting for you. I think I read that one already. It was this one I wanted to read. 25. Deanne Olney. I think I said that right. Love your face, Esty. Free Karen Read. I love your face. I hope to see it one day. I know I already love it because you are my type of people. You share your heart. You say it, and you're kind. Where we at? Where we at? Refresh. Earn burn. Estes sent me. We love you, Karen and family. Thank you. Yes. Got 2 donos during my stream. I got 2 donos during my stream. That means I got 2 super chats. I got 2 super chats. Boo, boo. I got 2 super chats. Boo, boo. I got 2 super chats. Boo, boo. That's for you, trolls. I'll see you. That's my super chat dance. Yay, that made me happy. Thank you, ladies. Ladies are getting it done. Refresh till it happens. Am I good at sales? I can't fake things though. Like if you come in to buy like, I don't know, shoes. No, I'd still tell you the real thing. Because I love shoes. I love shoes. Oh my God, have you guys seen that video of the guy? I love shoes. So good. But like when you've got passion about this and you know it's for making history and changing history and freeing an innocent woman, yeah. I can hustle that. Cuz that is something that I eat, sleep, and everything in between. Oh yeah, there was something else I wanted to go over though. Anybody reading my brain? You want Karen to buy a Dunkin'? Is she a Dunkin' drinker? Have we found out what our girl's drink is? Dunkin', Starbucks. Oh, stop it. So close, right? Wait, why didn't it do it the total? We did it. 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 It's there. Kokomo, Indiana. Mwah. My besties, we did it. You need new sneakers? Why did you just write that? Oh, she's okay. I just thought you were you're just saying what you need on there. What else does anybody need? I got hugs. I can do hugs, but we did it. Let me show you what we did. Put your arm down, girl. There it is. Oh, that feels so good. Look at that. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Look what you guys did. You guys are amazing. Seriously. You are my besties. And I love you. And we are kicking ass. We're doing it together. We're stronger together. And that's what we do. Yeah. Right on the nose. It's a beautiful sight. And you guys are beautiful human beings. And I am so honored to have you in my chat right now. I'm so honored to have you subscribed. I'm so honored that you're here spending time with me. No, don't cry. It's overwhelming. It really is. It's just to see the generosity, just that there are human beings like you that exist in this world. And I wish it could spread more. And I wish the people that don't feel it could feel it. And I think the trolls are that. They don't get to feel this love. They don't get to feel this community. And it's a shame. Everybody should be able to feel this type of love and community. And I wish I could give it to them. I wish they could just remove the hate away for just a little bit, to just maybe let in some of the love and community. Because, God, if they ever felt this, they would understand. I know. Sorry. You're an empath like me, I suppose. But I do. As much as I don't like what they do to us, I also I feel empathy, and I also just feel like they're also being duped. Sorry, I'm having a moment. Because I do. I care. I care about other people. And I don't like knowing that some people live in the muck, in the ugly. Because if only they could experience this. But not everybody is built the same. Not everybody has an open heart. It is hard to be an empath. But guys, this is definitely the best way to start off our weekend, our national standout. March 30th, 8/17. It's beautiful. And you came and hung out with me, and we did this. We had this moment. We shared it together. And I love you. Keep using your voices. Keep standing up for what you are passionate about. We all are passionate about Karen Reed's innocence. We all know that she was framed, and it's not okay. And we will not stand for it. So we are doing all that we can do when seeing this corruption and frame job. It's standouts, it's donating, it's spreading the word, it's putting QR codes on every goddamn thing you see. I feel like we just need stickers, and you slap those stickers wherever. But we're doing it, guys. We are. You're amazing. I love this community. I love you. And get out there this Sunday. Be loud and proud. And take lots of pictures. I want to see all those pictures and post them on the Justice page. All right, guys. Have an amazing weekend. Have the great rest of your Friday. I love you all. Until next time. That's what I wanted to say, though. Sorry. As I'm wrapping it up, let's just untie that bow again. Untie, untie. I wanted to bring up the poll. Yes, pink ribbons. Tom CPU was letting everybody know. Pink ribbons. Pink ribbons are beautiful. Tie them around a tree. And stick a QR code on it. What? What did she just say? What did she just come up with? QR codes. Stick them on your ribbon. Put it around a tree. I love that, Kelly. And I love that you're getting your daughter involved. No better bonding experience than fighting for justice and fighting to free an innocent woman. That's going to stick through. That's going to stick. That's going to be a core memory forever. Now it went through. I thought that was you that did the last. I think I read it. All right. Poll. Focus, focus, focus. So y'all want shows on Sundays. 75% of you said Sundays. 25% of you said Saturdays. I think Sundays it is. Hope that works for everyone. Where will I be Sunday? With my best friends. Dedham. Legacy Place. I need to spend time with my besties, my boots on the ground besties. You didn't finish the last step? That's okay. Oh, and remember that last step, it's never one of the ones that they give you. It's always not listed. So if you pick your name or your email address that says, "Whoa, what did you just do? 100 buckaroos? Mr. Thompson, sir." Okay, now I'm even happier. I got $100 super chat. I got $100 super chat. Mwah! Sir, you started off my weekend sold. Okay. You know what? It's $100. So even though it's not like 817,000, it's 817,100. That still feels good. Let me share it. Share that screen. We all love Karen. I want to share what you wrote. Sir, amazing. Look. Refresh and see what this man just did. Boom! 100 buckaroos! Johnny Thompson, my new bestie. Well, you're not new bestie. You've been here for a while. But my first super chat from you. Esty, not sure the first went through. Love your channel. Kokomo, Indiana. There it is, folks. That's where we're ending off on. That's what I'm talking about. So the show will go on. Put your arm down, girl. But it will be on Sundays. So look for it going on Sundays because our weekdays are going to be super busy. And we got this. Mr. Thompson, thank you. Mwah. And the rest of my besties, you're welcome. The rest of my besties, have a beautiful weekend. I love you all. Thank you for being here. I love spending time with you. Till next time, it won't be this Sunday because busy. Next Sunday. All right, guys. Till next time, I love you all. You're my besties. We'll see you later. Free carried! Love you!
They told you to shrink yourself, didn't they? To make yourself small, quiet, and easy to swallow. They said your fire was too much, that your desires were too wild, that you should be ashamed of the hunger in your soul. But here's the truth they won't tell you. The world fears women who know what they want. They fear women who refuse to play by the rules, who aren't afraid to burn everything down just to feel alive. You were never meant to fit in their little box. You were born to shatter it. They want you tamed because they can't handle the storm that's inside you. But why should you apologize for being powerful? For wanting more than a life of empty smiles and shallow conversations? You deserve to be wild, to be unruly, to take up space unapologetically. Stop dimming your light for people who can't handle your shine. Remember this. The ones who fear your power will always try to silence it, but your voice was never meant to be quiet.